Hey everyone, hope everything is going well. We all have seen the disturbing clip of the Backyard Bros Grant, right? We've seen this from Boston Card Hunter. We've seen, I think he was the first one of the first few people that, made this thing viral. And I'm not going to repeat what was said by Grant. Okay. Pretty disturbing. I was out of town and I see all these messages. I'm seeing all these posts out there. And I saw like my cousin's kids, and I'm thinking, like, this is utterly insane. Story. Maybe I'll look at. Yeah, this is from this Cardboard Life. Yeah, this is what explains, or this is how you would explain what Grant said, okay? What did he just say? That was literally insane. I get it. There's locker room talk that goes around, that guys have, Trump said, oh, it's locker room talk. What Grant said was not locker room talk. That was taking it way, way, way too far. And I'm going to talk about there were warning signs with the Backyard Bros from a couple years ago. I know Dan the Cardman's covered this. I'm just typing in backyard, and you could see the videos that Sports Card Radio has done over the past few years regarding the Backyard Bros. Okay. And one of the videos that went viral, how to pull a kaboom guaranteed. And, you know, they got some sort of loaded box. Now the question is, were they the individuals that cracked the code? Someone that they knew cracked the code? Like they showed Sports Card Radio showed, hey, look, there's things called loaded boxes. It's not a conspiracy theory. Okay. Could talk about, all of these other things out there, right? Backyard breaks strikes again. I think I was in this video where I think Ryan shouted me out because I was talking about pumps and dumps a few years ago. People used to get triggered. Okay. Backyard breaks gambling 2 years ago. Okay. Backyard breaks investigation. Is it rigged? All right. Just look at it over and over again, right? The warning signs were there, like, hey, look, something doesn't pass the smell test. And now everyone's up in arms and based on what he said. But it was all there. So why does it take this long to have people finally fired up? Like Dan, Sports Card Radio, and me, we were like, how should I say it? People came after us aggressively, and I had a very small channel, and still do, and still I get pushback because I go after the good old boy network. You could go through my videos, type in AI8 Sports Backyard Breaks, and Backyard Breaks accused of deception by ex-employee. Josh Luber defends the Backyard Bros. A lot of people even forgot this. AI8 Sports joins to discuss the Backyard Breaks dilemma. This was, when Hobby with Cage, it was like Luca Tiger Bronze with what's his name? Goldberg and Cage. And the Backyard Breaks were buying a bunch of these cards from Zero Cool boxes. And I said, look, there's all this shield bidding going on. We know there's the issue with the Backyard Bros and, trying to, not give a card. They said they'd give a card and they said, oh, no, we can't give a card and blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, it's just a bad image for them. And that's the clip. Oh, it's a Tesla. Remember that? But anyways, there was shill bidding going on these boxes that Backyard Bros was unloading, and I'm like, who is unloading these? I mean, like, who is shill bidding on these? Is it someone tied to the backyard breaks? Like there's always stories about, hey, yeah, backyard breaks doing something shady. And, we can even go to, once again, let's go to this cardboard life. Let me look at this cardboard life's Instagram because he had a post the other day. Let's look at this. Yeah, this is 2 years ago, and he was basically asking. This is I didn't even see the listen to the whole audio, but you can read it yourself. And this is just like you just don't do that. What he did, okay? This is just weird, rarely strange for a grown adult to say to a random chick. It's like if your mom saw this, like how would she feel? You know? If you have a sister, a cousin, girlfriend, they'd be like, what the hell is wrong with you? A few things that I want to add to this story is here's this from, once again, this cardboard life. He showed this one clip from the backyard breaks. But anyways, I'm having issues showing this. But it was like one backyard break supporter or defender, and he's basically is like a veiled threat. That's what it appeared. Who's this guy? Trent Thomas? It's like, what is going on here? Maybe I could look for it in my stories here. Let's see if I could get it. Yeah, I got it now. So you can read it. Just know there's a larger number of people on Discord taking note of dealers and content creators that are feeling into the harassment, and you're going to get dealt with on camera in public at a next show you're at. Vendor tables getting flipped. You will be involved in getting physically hurt. Should be a good time for you, but you're a sucker for that pain. That's why you do this because you were abused as a child and never processed the trauma. Who the hell sends this information? Wait, so everyone is piling on to backyard breaks, and this is the DM sent to Sports Card Radio, I think on Twitter. Like, this is insane. This is utterly insane. Few other things that I want to talk about with the backyard bros, and I think I'm having trouble getting this story. Okay, I can get it now. This sounds insane. So a lot of people are talking about backyard breaks should be banned, but I posted this on Instagram. Here are my thoughts. Hear me out though, okay? Grant should obviously be banned from Whatnot. Whatnot is in a pickle as there are probably a bunch of people that have said insane stuff like we just witnessed. If Whatnot bans Backyard, they will be forced to ban others. Will they be forced to ban others that have said something idiotic? In their eyes, will they be afraid of opening Pandora's box? Like, if I were Whatnot, be like, okay, this Grant guy, he can't be on air. He's bad. What he said was utterly insane. He's bad for business and bad for our brand. Now, backyard breaks, you have to remember if they're kicked off, there's a lot of other douchebag breakers and people on Whatnot. And I'm sure they've said things publicly and privately that would not pass the smell test at Whatnot. I mean, like, this is beyond a shadow of a doubt what he said was insane. Okay. And I think this is the issue, one of the issues that may be going on with Whatnot right now. Like from a legal perspective, what do they do? How do they react to this? And we shall see how they move on. Last, one other things I want to point at is another note. I was one of the first few people to go after card porn publicly as it was managing an IG account called Kids with Cards. They were promoting breaks to young kids with the name porn. I was called a lunatic when I started pointing that out. People are starting to go after card porn once people saw everyone was ripping on him for the scam. Like I said, people go after backyard breaks and card porn only when everyone else is talking about it. People are slow to talk about these issues. And they're slow because they're part of the good old boy network or they don't want to be ostracized. So when I'm seeing, stuff like this, I'm like, yo, where were you a couple years ago when you could have pushed the envelope and said, hey, look, whatnot. Hey, look, fanatics, why are you associating with these people? It wasn't a conspiracy theory. People, like Jeff Wilson, I'm going to get into Jeff Wilson. He is sick of conspiracy theories. Like, I'm going to definitely deep dive into that. Like, it's just utterly ridiculous what he's saying. Okay. Okay. Last point I want to make is while it's refreshing to see people finally speak up, there's a lot of other shitty people in the hobby that people won't touch. Main thought is I strive to be ahead of the consensus and speak up when it isn't popular to do so. The mainstream of the hobby is too scared to speak up when it initially be harmful to their brand. See what happens when you don't speak up? You actually have permitted backyard bros to operate the way that they have. They could have gotten punished and they would have changed the way they behave. So this is what we deal with in the hobby. And some people may come back at me saying I'm aggressive, this and that. It's like, yo, you're speaking up now, good, but you're still silent on very, very, very shady people in the hobby. How many people are going to touch the money laundering issue? And people with crazy felonies that are active in the hobby buying $1 million cards. How many people are going to ask, where's the origination of the funds? Now, many people won't. How many people are going to cover the Spiegel brother lawsuit? And I'm not talking about the whole, I mean, just from, big picture point of view. How many people have actually gone through the discovery, minus Paul Lesko, looking at, hey, look, could there have been some other people working at these auction houses that have shady backgrounds? I will have to do a follow up on this. I've talked about this numerous times. So, a lot of people, you have to explain yourself like, hey, look, why do you do it when the algo is only going to promote you? When do you do it when you actually will lose subscribers? I lose subscribers and followers because I say what I believe is important at that time. Because long term, that is actually beneficial. I believe in short term pain, long term gain. And a lot of people in this hobby are long term or short term gain, but they don't realize that's actually a loss long term. And everyone wants to fit in, be part of the in crowd, but that's not me. I'm always going to speak up. And ultimately, a lot of people only speak up when their buddies are speaking up. So, anyways, let me know your thoughts and I'll talk to you later. See you.